Okay, let's dive in. We were initially looking into a supposed 1991 Barcelona airport bombing, but well, the sources took us somewhere else entirely.
That's right. Turns out there wasn't a major bombing at the airport that year defining things. The real story, the one that shook Spain ahead of the Olympics, happened in Vic.
Right, Vic. So this deep dive is really about the 1991 Vic bombing, a pretty horrific event meant to derail Spain's moment on the world stage.
Exactly. You have to picture Spain in 1991. They're buzzing, preparing for the 92 Barcelona Summer Olympics. This wasn't just about sports.
No, it was symbolic. A statement, really, showing off the new, modern, democratic Spain after, decades under Franco. The whole feeling was optimistic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Amigos para siempre.
Friends forever, yeah. But not everyone shared that feeling. Looming over this was ETA Euskadi Askatasuna, Basque country and freedom.
And crucially, they weren't just separatists. Their ideology was far left, Marxist-Leninist.
Correct. And here's the part that surprises many. They actually ramped up their violence after Spain became a democracy in 1975. By 91, their death toll was already staggering, over 850 people.
So why target the Olympics? If their fight was against Franco's oppression, why hit a symbol of the new democracy?
Because the Olympics represented, for them, an existential threat. If the world saw Spain succeeding as a vibrant democracy, ETA's whole narrative about fighting an oppressive state kind of crumbles.
Okay. So games undermine their entire justification for violence.
Precisely. They needed to disrupt that image, get global attention on their terms, and try to delegitimize the Spanish state before the opening ceremony. That led them to launch a campaign in Catalonia.
And the focal point of that campaign became this attack in Vic, May 29th, 1991, the target chosen. It sends a chill down your spine. A Casa Cuartel.
Yeah, and it's important you understand what that is. It's not just a police station. It's a specific type of Guardia civil barracks that includes living quarters.
Living quarters for the officers and their families.
And their families, spouses, kids, they lived right there, integrated into the facility. ETA knew exactly who they were targeting.
The attack itself, the details are brutal.
Yeah.
7:30 p.m. So still daylight.
Still daylight, yes. The sources mentioned children were literally playing outside. That's when the Commando Barcelona ETA's unit acted.
They used a car bomb.
A car packed with 216 kilos, that's nearly 500 pounds of high explosives. They didn't just park it nearby, they drove it into the central courtyard, crashed it against the building itself, and then detonated it.
Oh my God. The devastation must have been immense.
It was catastrophic. 10 people were killed instantly or died soon after. 44 were injured.
And because it was a Casa Cuartel, the victims weren't just officers.
No. The civilian toll was horrific. 5 of the dead were children or teenagers, ages 8, 10, 15, 16, 17. Just awful.
There was also a retired officer mentioned.
Yeah, a retired Guardia civil officer who lived nearby, heard the explosion, ran to help, and was killed in the aftermath or by a secondary effect. Just tragic heroism.
An attack this barbaric, especially killing children, it couldn't be ignored. ETA wanted to show state weakness, but what happened?
They got the opposite. The response was incredibly fast and decisive. Less than 24 hours later, May 30th, Spain's elite counterterrorism unit, the UEI, tracked the commando to their safe house in Lliçà d'Amunt near Barcelona.
Less than 24 hours. Wow.
Exactly. There was an armed confrontation. 2 of the terrorists were killed in the shootout.
And the third?
The third member, Joan Zubieta Zubeldia, was wounded and captured right there. The entire Commando Barcelona was effectively dismantled, desarticulado, as the Spanish sources say, completely taken out.
And legally. What was the outcome for the survivor?
He faced justice in 1993, sentenced to, the numbers are astronomical, over 1,300 years in prison, reflecting the severity of the crimes.
But beyond the immediate security success, this was a massive strategic own goal for ETA, wasn't it?
Absolutely massive. The sheer brutality targeting families, the matanza, the slaughter of children, it caused this wave of just unanimous revulsion across Spain. All the democratic parties, public opinion, everyone was united against ETA like never before.
So any political capital they thought they might gain just evaporated.
Completely. And think about the timing. A year later, July 1992, right before the Olympics were about to start, ETA actually offered a truce.
And the government
rejected it flat out.
Yeah.
After Vic, the government had this huge reserve of public support, a clear mandate not to negotiate, not to show any weakness. Vic destroyed ETA's leverage.
So the very event meant to stop the Olympics essentially guaranteed the state wouldn't yield.
Precisely. And the games went ahead, successfully, safely. They were lauded internationally as a triumph for Barcelona and for Spain. ETA's entire campaign, a total failure. It actually strengthened the state's resolve.
And the memory of Vic today. How is it framed?
It's remembered as verdad historical truth. A senseless, barbaric act, but also a turning point where democratic Spain really solidified its stance against terrorism.
So wrapping this up, the story of the Vic bombing isn't just about a terrible tragedy. It's also about a terrorist group profoundly miscalculating.
Right. They aimed for maximum disruption and fear, but achieved national unity and condemnation instead.
Which leaves us with something to think about, doesn't it? When an act of violence is designed to fracture a nation right before its moment of global celebration, like the Olympics, does the sheer audacity, the scale of that intended humiliation, almost paradoxically guarantee the opposite reaction? Does it inevitably forge a stronger, more unified resolve in the target state? Something to consider.